Good to go now. VSS, you can start and Vardhan can take over after that.
Yes, sir. So, hello everyone. Let's start today's session. As we are approaching quiz one, we will be having a bonus episode today covering from week 1 to 4. We'll be also discussing a few PYQs as well. So make sure you stay till the end. Over to Vardhan.
Yes. Thank you for the introduction. So, as it was told, that we're going to do the revision of Python. So, in order to so that we are more efficient and we invest the time in a proper way. So, my plan is to go over the prerequisites and tell you what are the things which are important for the exam, right? Because the things we covered in this Python obviously, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. So that has some extra stuff as well. So I don't want to repeat those kind of things. If you want, you can go over that. But with the
Sorry to interrupt you, sir, but your voice is not
oh, it's
clear.
not just give me a second. Hello, now is it clear?
Yes, sir,
Okay, thank you.
better.
See, I will just summarize what I said when the microphone was not working. So I was telling. So the target for today would be instead of just going over the theory portion, which I've already covered in the last 4 lectures, I would go over the PYQs. Along with the PYQs, I would mention what are the important topics. Because for the quiz and in general the examination, IT Madras, not everything which we do are important, right? Let me just start sharing my screen. Is my screen visible? Yes. So
Yes, sir.
that's why I named this session also revision through PYQs, right? So that it's more relevant for the examination. Yeah, so these are the topics as far as I know or whatever I have seen in my week 1 to 4 and when I took Python was some basic syntax, variables, operators, strings, conditional statements, looping statements, and lists and matrices, right? So it is in the boot camp. We have covered the first 4 things, sorry, first 5 things actually. Just give me a second. Yes. So we have covered the first 5 things and lists, but matrices we have not covered, which is just a 2D list. It's just a 2D list. So I would assume people might be slightly comfortable. If they are not, I will go. I will tell them through the question. Right. Yeah. So let's start with the combination of the first 3 topics. I have combined them because most of the questions which only covers these topics are very less. But these kind of things always comes under the category of list strings. And whenever you write a code, you always have to have a variable, right? You have to have some basic syntax. So that's why. So the number of questions in the first topic is not that much. Like completely independent questions, right? Just let me just take the chat. Somebody wrote something. Yes, while doing the question, I will go over the conditional statement and looping statement as well. Yes, sure. Right. So the first question is all the questions are PYQs by the way. No? Yes. So as you can see, operators in operators, what is and what is not operators, right? Not is a logical operator. So we have and or and not. So anybody remembers the precedence of and or and not? Like which is the first logical operator that we could evaluate?
And or and then not.
Okay, it's first not, then and then or.
I'm
Sir,
not
I
able to hear
apologize
your
for
voice.
interrupting you again. Your voice is
It's
muffled.
still not coming.
No, it's not very
I
clear.
don't know what to let me. Hello, hello. Yeah. So
Yeah,
first
it's
is
okay.
not, and then or. Right. So here in this question, we don't need like usage of the precedence, but I was just telling so that I can fill up some details. Right. The first statement is not e, then not e. So at every step, I have not power I e, right, where I is greater than equal to 1. At ith step, I have I number of not and then e, where e is a Boolean variable. So Boolean variable is something which takes the value true or false. Just note that spelling of true has capital T and spelling of false has capital F. That is in Python, right? So the question says we repeat this. We are repeating for 1,000 of lines. If number, if the line number 500 evaluates to false, what is the value of it? So something, some kind of pattern you can see, right? So one question I will ask before actually solving this: what is minus 1 power 2? Right.
It's
So as
just
you can
one.
see, not of not will cancel the effect, right? You will get the same thing. So suppose it was true, you will get back true. Not of false will give you false. Right. So any even number of not will cancel the effect. As you can see, 500 is what? 500 is divisible by 2, right? So not power 500, E will give you just E, which is given as false. Correct? So can you see why E should be false? Right? So you will get
Yep.
false as the answer. That's all. So let's move on to the next question. Which what will the type of the following expression? So one thing is that if you know the precedence of the operators, then you can do it. Even if you don't know, I have a method, right? So just see, this is the modulus symbol, this is the fractional division, and this is multiplication, and this is exponentiation, right? So what are the possible places where the integer could cause an issue? Integer can go to a float, right? So I just need to check if it is either integer or float. So float can only happen, like the major cases it can happen is when I divide, right? Can you see? So, but here the division is integral. Sorry, it gives me fractional value. Sorry. It removes the fractional value and gives me the integer. So what is 5 double slash 2? It is just 2, right? And 5 by 2 is 2.5. That's why I take the greatest integer function and get 2. That's all. So as you can see, the only thing which could have caused the issue was 5 double slash 2, but it's giving me the integer. That's why what should be the type of the full expression? Without evaluating, you can type integers, right?
Integers.
That's all. So now let me do the next question. This should be very easy. Yes,
Sorry. Could you please tell us like precedented order of this, arithmetic operation? When which one is, I mean, solve, like we just do first multiplication, then division, or
Yes,
what?
first
The
for
order of arithmetic
exponentiation, as
operation.
usual, first you need to find the power. You will first do this 50 power 3, right? After that, you do the BODMAS thing, and then you have the
Okay.
logical
So
thing.
if there is exponent,
See,
okay.
don't there are actually a lot of operators in Python which we actually don't use also. In full this degree, you won't see many operators. But things like basic kind of operators you can know. So first exponentiation. So you have to first find the power. Then you have the BODMAS thing. In this BODMAS, okay, what is not there? This off thing is not there. Let me just not. Right?
Okay, sir.
And
Thank
after
you.
that, everything remains the same. After that, you have logical operator and then the assignment operator. Assignment.
Okay, sir.
Right?
Thank you.
But usually, as I told in this question, as you can see, you don't need to know the precedence. You can just tell by the operation what kind of operation will influence the things, right? So let me go over the next question.
Oh,
What is the type of the following expression? Can you tell me? It is very easy.
a
Yes.
string.
Yes. And please, if possible, try to write in the.
Sir, your voice
Is
is
again lagging?
lacking.
Sir, your voice is not as much loud, I
Yeah,
think.
it's lagging, sir.
Oh my God! What is the issue today? Hello, hello,
So
hello.
it should be little louder than it. Yeah, now
It's
it
better now.
little louder.
Yes. So yeah. So
Yeah.
the next question, which I was doing is, you have Python #Python written in a code which is string, but the actual type in Python is str. So we don't call we say it as string, but it is denoted by str, right? So let me mark this. This is str.
Yes. Sir. Yeah, syntax uses str. So is the session started from 7:30 or it is
It
started
started at
earlier?
7:30. Okay. So let me start with the next question. This is again a
Okay,
similar
okay.
arithmetic expression you have got. So either it is int or float, right? We know it is either of this.
Float.
Oh, sorry. So there are two ways. As I told you, can just use precedence and evaluator, or there's a method which I'm telling you. So where the issue can be called, right? So issue can be caused here, right? But as I told, but in this kind of
Yes, sir.
situation, against fact, because we need to somehow use precedence because there's 100 power or something. But irrespective of that, suppose you don't know precedence, suppose you don't know, still you can what you can say is 100. This thing would give you 0.01, right? And just evaluate it, right? So there are two ways. Either you evaluate the division first, or you evaluate the power first. So anyways, if you do the power itself, you will get this by 300 plus 10 minus 25. And this division is not the integral division, right? So that will cause an issue. That's why you will get float value. You will get 1.0. And this will just evaluate to what? 11 minus 25 minus 40. You will get the float. So somebody told me float, so that is the correct answer. Right? So now let's do the next question. It uses conditional statement, but it's mostly related to using logical operators. That's all. And so there are three subparts: A, B, C. Right? So here A is either true and false, right? So if A means if suppose A is true, then this will go to that loop. Otherwise, if B was true, then it will go to not true, sorry, the body of if. If suppose B was true, it will go to the next thing. Given that A was false, it will go to the next else block, and then if nothing works, it will just go to else. So for the A thing, as you can see, A is already true, right? So you will just jump inside the if block, and what will you print? A or B, and both are true, so you just get true. And for the B part, you are given A is true again. Because A is given as true again, so you will just run the first if block and you will get A or B, but this time B is false. Okay, it's muffled. I don't know what happened to this suddenly. Okay, just bear with me. Sorry, I will try to write as much as I can on the screen, but just bear with me today. I will try to change my microphone.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes.
You can.
So what is true or false? It is true, right?
Hello,
Yes.
sir.
Hello.
Sir, how did you take it A as
Okay.
true?
It was not clear. It is
It is
given
not
A,
given,
B,
right?
C. There are three subparts, right?
Oh, this is the condition, right? A, B, or
No,
C.
no. This small a, small b, small c are subparts of this question. So you're given these values of A and B, and then you have to run this not algorithm, this code. Yeah. So
Okay.
here, so I'm A part means okay. It is my fault actually. I should have taken 1, 2, 3 instead. This is you guys will get confused with the actual variable. In the first part, A was true. In the second part also, A was true. Right? So I'm just computing using that. But in the third subpart, A is false, but B is true. That means it will not run the first if block and it will come to the LF. In LF, it will check if B is true or not. It is given as true, that's why it will run that portion and it will return me not of A or not of B, which is precisely not of. I'm just substituting the value of A and B. F or not
A is false.
of true, it will give me not of F or F, which is not of F, which is true. Right? You just need to go step by step. You don't need to hurry anything. Right? Is it clear? So answer for all of the subparts is true.
So we can do the first thing only, right, sir? Like print A or B. So false or true, we will get
No,
false,
false
right,
or
sir?
true is true.
Either one of
Yes,
them should
at
be
least one of
true,
them
right?
should be true.
Yeah.
So
That's the only condition. For and both
yes.
of them should be. Yes,
Then why? Yeah. Then why did we do for the
yes.
third case,
So
sir? These all
it's
like
a
not of A.
coincidence that the answer for both of them were matching in the if block and LF block. But when you're running the third case, your A is false, right? So it can't go to the if block. It's not possible to enter.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
got it,
it
sir.
is just
Thank
a
you.
coincidence that the answer for both of them are same, but in general it might not be true. Yes. Yeah, this is something which is special about Python, which I'm not sure if it's very special, but I've only seen in Python of all the languages I've learned. Right, you can write these kind of mathematical statements. Like we usually write x is less than y less than equal to z. Many programming languages don't allow that, but Python has this feature. So what is the answer for these kind of questions? Whenever you compare, you always have some true or false answer, right? It's either true or false. So what is the
Yeah.
data type?
True.
Yeah, it is just
Boolean.
Boolean. You don't need to even compute if it is true or false. It's just asking you for the type. It is just Boolean, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that was like some of the questions which is just related to these basic topics. But these kind of topics will come back again in all the questions. So you can just avoid it. Next, so we are starting with some string related questions. Even string will come into list related questions. So everything is just interconnected. So I will just go over the code once along with you. So you're just inputting a word. This is a string, right? This is a string, and I have initialized the variable as false. Yeah. So is everybody comfortable with the function dot count? So if there is a string s, then I write
Yes,
count that
undoubtedly.
count of some character. It returns the number of times x occurs in s.
Abhishek, can you mute yourself? Dog is barking behind you.
Right? So s dot count for given character just tells the number of times that character occurs in that string. So whichever string is calling that, it will just tell me the occurrence of that character, frequency of the occurrence of that character. Right? So the first condition says if the number of opening parentheses and the number of closing parentheses are equal, then you go inside. Right? And then you check if the number of open square parentheses is equal to number of closed parentheses, you then go again inside the block. So just check all type of brackets, right? So check balancing of parentheses. Right? So if this happens, that means all the brackets are balanced. It will convert the match to true. Right? Is everybody clear on that? Yes. So if
Yes,
just
sir.
try to give a thumbs up or just write in the chat. Otherwise, this becomes very chaotic, right? Yes. So if it was true, it will go to the first if and print perfect. Otherwise, it will print imperfect. In some way, it makes sense also. Until all the brackets are balanced, it won't give you the perfect code. Right. So let's see the options. So here in the first option, you have already got the intuition of the code. So you just need to see if the brackets are balanced or not. So this bracket is balanced. Okay. This is 1 second. So this is balanced. This is also balanced. So early everything is balanced. So A option is sorry, one option is correct. Similarly, B option, this is B, right? Is it balanced? Yes,
Yes,
it is
sir.
balanced because everything is 0. So it is balanced. Balanced. Yes. So this is also balanced. Similarly, this is also balanced, right? So let me not well over it, otherwise
Yes, it is
you guys can't
balanced.
read the notes, right? So just mark it. But this is not balanced. So here the number of open parentheses is
Not
50 greater than the number of closed parentheses, right? And similarly for square bracket, right? Right. So everybody got it, right? Okay, the question says which of them are perfect. I didn't mention that. So I have to find all the perfect ones. Okay, this I couldn't copy the question without the answers. So sorry for that. So we can just discuss what does this code do. So again, you're taking an input of a string, right? And then you're going over the
So can you show the previous
sure,
question once
yes.
again?
I'll just zoom out.
Sir, where can we get
I
the
think most
recording
probably
of this
YouTube
session?
and the what is called the notes will be shared in the same drive given in the WhatsApp. Actually, I'm moving on to the next question. So you just take input of a
Okay,
word,
sir.
and then you iterate over each character in that string, right? So that word is a string. This char is equal to word I will give this corresponds to a character at ith index, right? This corresponds to the character at the ith index. Then I am checking if it is even index and the character is not vowel, I will change a dummy variable valid to false. So that means all the words, if all the words which has a vowel at its even index, at some even index, it will be false, right? In some way. Are you getting what is the idea behind the question, behind the code at least? If there is a character at an even index which is even, it will give me false. Right?
Yes, sir.
So let us see which one of okay, they have given the answer, but we can see like which of these will give me counter. So assume that a 10-letter word is passed as input to the code. If the output is true, then which of the following statements about the input word are true? Right? So if this is a string, start 6, 7, 8, 9. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is a 10-letter word, right? So at even index, so that is the first one. Sorry, 0, 1, second, 4, 6, and 8. So these all things should be vowel, right? Otherwise, it will become false. So in that way, this option is correct. This is also given as correct, but I'm just justifying why it is correct. Right? So next option is the letters at even indices are vowels, index starting from 0. Right? That's all. So there's nothing else to explain because while reading the code itself, I told you what is the intuition behind writing this code. Right? Is it clear? Can you see at even indexes you should have vowels?
So is that 0 is considered as even
Yes,
in this
0
case,
is
right?
0 because 0 modulus 2 is 0. Yes.
Okay, sir.
Right? So let me just move on to the next question. So just take a minute and try to solve it. This is a very pretty easy question. And write the answer in the chat. Don't just reveal it in like through. So let me just start with it. The first thing you can see, I need to find the length of the string 3, right? So str1 is already there and there is an empty space. And I'm chopping off the string 2 from the till the 6th index, right? So 6th index is not included. So here 6th index is not included. Index isn't included. So whenever I write s I to j, the jth index is not included, goes from I to j minus 1, I to j minus 1. So here also, it will go from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It will only cover this portion, correct? So how many letters are in paradox? There are 7. So 7 plus 1 plus 6, right? So this will give you 14. People are giving 13, 14 as the answer. What do you think? I'm getting 14 as the answer. Because paradox has 7 letters. Even that empty space, that's spacing, not empty space. The space corresponds to 1 character. And str2 till 6 will give me 6 letters. So I will get 14 as the answer. Right? I hope this is clear. Yes, so somebody asked, a colon 6 should end at 5, right? But I'm starting from 0th index, right? So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 will give me 6 letters. Got it?
Yes, sir.
So now
Clear,
let's
sir.
move on.
You can move forward.
Yes, so let me, okay, this question is pretty easy, so I will give you as homework. Let me try a different flavor of question. Yes, we can do this one. Yes. So the question says three among these 4 code snippets give the same answer, but only one of them gives a very different answer. In that way, we have to find. So let us just find the output for each of them. So first is 3211 modulus 32, and I know 3211 modulus 32 is what? Yes, 11,
11.
because 3200 divides 32 completely, so I will just get 11. Right? And here also, in this portion, the 0th index of 1323 as a string is 1. And here, the second character
Again,
from the right hand side is 1.
1.
Right? So we'll just get 1. And here str 31 modulus 10 will give you 1 in colon, sorry, not colon, quote. And here str 9 minus 8 will give you 1 in quote. Right, so let's do the next one. So str 3 times 7 will give you 21 in quotes, which is a string, times 2 will give you
into
21 again.
42.
And then you're finding the second character of that. So this thing corresponds to 21, 21. And second character of that, 21, 21, is 1 times 2, right? Which is 11, quote. And then you're
Oh,
given,
sir.
oh, it's the second character. Sorry. It's the second character. I mean the second index. So it should be 2. Correct. Somebody pointed that out. So 2. Then I do 2 times 2, an integer of that. That will give me what? 44, right?
Sir, can you explain the bracket part?
Yes,
Like,
sure. So let me just write it more clearly instead of scribing here. So I have integer of str 3 times 7 times 2. Right, so this is given. So in this corresponds to 21, right? In quotes, because I've converted it to string. And this portion will just copy paste 21 twice. That is clear, right? So it will give you 21, 21. And then I'm multiplying this 21 times 21, 21 again by 2 by taking the second index. Right? So what is the second index? 2 is there, right?
Indices, sir.
Yeah, there is actually some issue with the microphone. Again, I am increasing the voice, but it is decreasing suddenly. Yeah, there is some issue with the microphone. I'm really sorry for that. Right, so but as you can see, the handwriting is legible, right? So in case you can't hear, just follow the whatever I'm writing. So 21, 21 at second index is 2, and then I'm multiplying it by 2 again. So I will get 22. And I'm converting into integer, and you will get 22.
Sir, could you please explain this
Okay.
once more, sir?
sir, as it is converted, okay. Do we need to take that index 2
Yes, that
as a
is the string
string?
because we are finding the second index of that string. Element of the second index. So if you guys
Yes,
still
sir.
not you have still not understood, so it would be better to just break it down as I have done. I have just bracketed out different portions, right? It would be better if you can see that, right? You will get 22.
So 2, we consider 2 as a string, right, sir?
Yeah, 2 is a string. Yes.
Can
Okay,
you
okay.
explain the last part?
Last part. Okay, just give me a second. So last part is because the second index of 2121 as a string is 2, and you just multiply that by 2, and you will get 22 as a string. That's all. Which is not equal to 11. So in that way, the odd one out is 4th one. This one is the odd one, right? So now we have done some questions dependent on space. But strings will come back again in other questions. We will see it again. So let's do this question. So given a code where E1, EI is a Boolean value. EI is a Boolean value. Which are predefined. So as you can see, so if E1 is 1, so I'll just make case, E1 is, sorry, if E1 is 2, X is equal to 1. And now suppose E2 is also true, X will become 2. And suppose E3 is also true, it will give me X is equal to 3, right? So one thing can you see? Until unless, so at least one of them has to be true to assign some value to X, right? At least one of them has to be true to assign a value to X, right? So suppose all of them were false, then you can't assign any value to X. Can you see that? because you can't assign any value to I continuously to enter the if block.
Yes, sir. All three if blocks will be, false if
If all
the
of them are
boolean,
false, you can't enter
if
any if
all
block.
three are false. Yes, sir. We
So
continue.
the question is when does this code show error? If X has not been assigned, you can't print out. So in that case, that means all of them are false. So this will give you the error, right? This is the observation we have made through the code itself. Right? So let's move forward.
Sir,
Sir,
when
please can you repeat it?
Yes, yes, yes. Sure.
sir, the last to second option is also correct, right, sir? When at least one of three boolean values is
No,
false,
if at
then
least one
also
of
it
them
will
is
show
false,
error.
okay. When at least one of them boolean value is false, yes, it does not claim about anything being true, right? Here, this could also be correct. This is also correct option because I need at least one of them to be true. But the D option, the fourth option, does not claim that at least one of them is true. Right? So yeah, thanks for pointing that out. B and D options are correct. If somebody asks me to explain once more, so let me do that. So in order to enter the if block, if body, you need to have at least one of them to be true, and only then you can assign the value to it, right? So that's why you need to have at least one of them to be true. That's the issue. So now the question asks me to find a code snippet which helps me to print the first and positive even numbers to the console. So you need to print 2, 4, 3, 20, right? It will need to print. So let's see which of them is not capable of printing. We need to the multiplexer. So one thing we can see here, the number range itself does not allow you to reach 20, right? So anyways, this becomes false. Next, here also, how does range work? So let's write it here. So range of I to j will give you a number from I plus 1 till j minus 1. It would never reach j, right? In that way, here also, it can never reach 20, but I need 20 to print the first one, false. So this is also false in that way. Here, it has some scope of being reaching 20, but let us see the condition. This condition helps you to check if it is even, right? Even. So this will work, correct? Similarly, the next thing, let me talk about that thing. So range I, j, k will give me the numbers I plus a, I plus 2, so it will take the step of k. Till,
See, it is also true, sir. Fourth
yeah,
option is
till
also
that the
true.
fourth option is also true. In summary, you have to like eliminate options, right? So
Yes,
I'm just telling you, I'm doing it very slowly.
so it basically prints every second element
Yeah, it
till
gives me the
21,
second
right?
element. So why I'm doing slightly slowly so that I can tell you the approach how to eliminate options, right? And then also,
Okay, sir.
count is not very beneficial. I don't need to count anything because the question does not ask me to count. But how they're using the count factor is it will go over all the possible numbers and it will stop as soon as I get my 10th number. Right? It starts from 2 and updates it by 2 every time. So it will print 4, sorry, it will print 2, then it will print 4, then 6, and it will go on until I have printed the 10th number. Correct? In that way, this is also correct. And what about the last one? This is exactly the same except the condition that this has become to less than equal to 10. What will happen?
Yes, sir.
Here you will also print 22 in some way. You will, because if your count is less than 10, that means it is less than 10, that means it will
So
also go
in
to
this
the
case,
11 positive even number, right?
yes, sir,
When it is
11th
print,
number
it will
we will
also
print
print
in this
22.
case.
So 22 also gets printed. Any doubt? And try to ask doubts when I ask you. In between asking, like talking would just interrupt, right? So I'm just giving you an option to. when you start with 0. So here it's given in the question, right? You need to print positive even numbers. So 0 is not positive anyway. Yeah, correct. Let me move forward if there are no questions. Let me see which one is slightly different. Yes, we can do this one because this has the append function. So what is append function? If I have a list, if I want to append an element, I will just put that inside the append function. Append an element. This is equivalent to writing list plus that element. That's right. It's equivalent, but in some sense they are not same, but there is equivalent in terms of the final list. So now what is the question says? Num is a list of positive integers. Select all the correct implementation of the program that copies all the even numbers in num to a list even num. And it is ordered, so it's not like some random even numbers on the list num. It has to follow the order in the num. If 4 occurred before 2, so 4 should also occur, if 4 occurred before 2 in the num list, it should also occur before 2 in the even number, which is the middle, right? So that means you need to iterate over it in a sequential order from 0th index till the last index. So let us see. So you first create the even num empty list, and you just go over all the numbers in the num. And if you see it is even, you just append, you just add them. So this will work, right? By that logic. Here also, instead of going over the each element, we go over the possible indices, right? And if the specific index is even, but here can you see the issue? I'm comparing the index number. I'm not comparing the actual number there, right? So that way, it should have been, if it was nums of I, then it would have been correct. Because I don't want to compare the index, I want to compare the number in some way, right? So this is wrong. Similarly, this portion is again wrong because I need to compare the actual number at ith index, not the index. But this implementation is correct because this takes the element at ith index and appends that, right? So could you guys follow what I said?
Can you please repeat,
So here
sir?
when I'm writing I modulus 2, that means I'm comparing the index, not the element, right? But I need to compare the element in the list. Yes, so that is the only
Correct.
difference. That's why these two, the middle implementations are wrong. Right, so once again, let me just see how many questions are there. Okay. So I will just do two questions homework, which might be slightly easy to do. This question seems to be easy. So this is a homework. This question also seems to be easy, smaller. So this homework. So let me do the harder one. Actually, I will just give you a minute to just look over it because this is pretty huge, right? Yes. So let me begin. So inside a loop, you are going over all the possible numbers till n. You start from 3 and you go till 25. So 3 to 25, right? And you have a dummy indicator variable assigned as true. So if you see the first for loop inside that, so this is the first code snippet, second. So divided into three portions, right? So what does the first code snippet correspond to? That for loop. What does it denote? It's something very generic in mathematics.
So it is checking that I is between 2 and 3 or not.
No, it is checking if it is prime or not. Prime second. The code snippet one for loop,
Second,
not the while loop. For loop.
So 4 is checking I is in between 2 and P, na. Then if block is checking
If
P is
checking
divisible by
any
I or not.
number less than that, divides it by
Yes,
I.
yes.
If it divides, that means it's not prime. So assumption was
Okay.
it's prime, but if suppose I find a number which divides it changes that and it makes the flag as false. So that means not prime. So my second block, the check if flag is true, so it remains true. That means it's the prime number. So count will tell me the number of prime numbers. Correct?
Sir, can you explain the first block once again? That means P is divisible by I means I
No,
here
no.
is
I is the
indexed, right,
range.
sir?
I is the number between 2 and 3.
Okay.
Right. So let's see how to do the next third fourth method. So count will just count the number of prime numbers between 3 and 25 in some way. And third is if you are prime and sorry, and the number of primes you have got till now is odd. Like it's slightly complicated in the sense you have to break down a lot. So if prime, it is still breaking. Yeah. So if number is prime, the current number is prime, and number of prime numbers till now. So number of prime is odd, then you will add that to the answer. Answer captures this number. Right? So we have got somewhat the idea like what does the code do. Let me just write the numbers also. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right, so we'll go from the number 3 to 25. And can you tell me which are the prime numbers? 3, 5, and
7, 11.
7, 9. Oh, sorry. 13, 17, 19,
yeah, mark all the prime numbers,
20.
right? So we'll write the value of count at each prime number. So here count is 1, here it becomes 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? So I need to check all the prime numbers where the count is what?
Odd.
Yes, correct. So those are this. Oh, sorry, color looks very bad. So first is 1, 3, 5, and 7, right? So just add up this number that will give you the value of answer, which is here. Right? You need to find the answer. So what is the summation of 3 plus 7 plus 13 plus 19 plus 29 plus 30, which is 42. Correct? You'll get 42 as the answer. Can you see? So there are three parts in this question. First is you have to check if it is prime or not. If it is prime, then it's fine. You update the counter that I have found these many prime numbers, and you update the answer if and only if you are a prime number and the number of prime numbers till now is odd. Correct? So you will get 42 as the answer.
Sir, how can we decide that in the first step it is a prime or not?
Here, this block, this code, this for loop will tell you that. It just takes the number between 2 and that number. If any number divides it, that means it's not a prime, correct? And they change flag to false.
So P is counting the
P
number
is the
of
current
primes, no?
number. P is the current number.
Number.
Count is counting the number of primes. Yes, the for
Okay.
loop will help you to decide whether the prime number or whether the given P is prime or
Before
not.
print answer. Okay, hello, sir.
Yes, you want to explain it?
So basically, before print answer, there is one line called p plus is equal to 1. It
No,
basically
no,
count
this will
all primes
update
now.
if I was 3, it will make it 4 and then 5.
Oh, it's
Yes, it's
3
3 plus
plus
1.
1,
And
right?
just give me the current number. So
Okay, okay,
these
okay.
are the
Yes,
p. The
got it.
numbers are there. Those are the values of p. It will go till 25. Yeah, yeah, this question is actually
Okay,
nice.
sir.
It tests to actually need some time to do it. Until you can read the code fast, it will take time. So this is a homework question. This is pretty easy. So I think you guys can do. This is also very easy. So let me do this one. So this take 30 seconds to read it first. So there are lots of variables in this question again, right? So just see. So first is a string, num is a string, no worries. And start is somehow holding some, it holds the property that I have to become true at some point. So you see where out is the empty string, it doesn't matter. And this is a counter. This will count something. We will see what does it count. The name suggests something. So my for loop will just go over all the characters in the string now, right? And as you can see, we will keep on updating the loop counter. Doesn't matter right now. We will see later what does it count actually. If I see if the current character is a dot, which is this, there is only one dot in this string, right? It will make the status true and connect it as many times. So this trunk is some kind of a number, is some kind of a pointer pointing to -1. So let me just do 1, 2, 6, 3.8.1, 9, 4, 5. So till 3, start is still false, right? And truncate has not been defined. So as soon as it reads this dot, your start goes to true and your truncate goes to -1. Correct? And now this if loop, sorry, if body becomes correct, right? So it will enter this if body, right? Because status becomes true. Before that, it can never enter this if body. Can enter only if this dot or point is found. Right? And we will update the truncate to it will update it by 1. So can you guys follow me what I'm saying? So it will enter the if body, it can only if I have read our point is enough. I have point in the sense this character, this dot character, right? So because I have a dot character or point character, I will enter this if body and I will do these kind of things where I will update the truncated part by 1. I will update it, I will not update, I will add 1 to it every time till the start is 2. And as soon as my truncate reaches 3, so right, so it was 1 minus 1 in the beginning, it will become 0, it will become 0, then it will become 1, then 2, and then 3. So how many characters will I read before reaching 3? 4, right? So
4,
there are
sir.
4 arrows. So I will read 4 letters per character.
Sir, why before 3? We can count 3 also, no, sir, because there is double equals
Yeah,
3.
so we are counting. So number of arrows to reach 3 needs 4 arrows. Sorry, number of arrows to reach 3.
So we
Yes,
are leaving minus. Yes, sir. We are leaving minus 1 because we are
yes,
truncate
truncate
starts from
actually starts
0.
from -1. So in order to reach 0 first, it will have to add 1 to that. That's why.
Yes, sir. After adding one, it will become
Yes,
0.
that's why I need to have 4 letters to read. Right, so this is the if block.
Sir,
Yes.
we can do trunk equal to 0 and then trunk is exactly equal to 2. It will give the same output,
Could you
right?
repeat? I couldn't catch that.
Sir, trunk
Yes.
is assigned to -1 right now. If I assign trunk equal to 0 and if condition is trunk is
No, no.
exactly
Then
equal
trunk
to
should be
2,
equal
that
to
will be the
4.
same output, right?
Got it now? Yes. So
Oh,
yes,
okay.
you
Yeah, yeah,
got
yeah.
the
Yeah.
idea. Yes. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter with -1 or anything. You just need to have reach 4 characters. You just add +4 to whatever number you started with. Right. So as soon as you reach the 4 characters after that point, you will break. But there is a out thing which is adding the characters till now. So as you can see, this is not in the if block. So be careful. This is not in the if block. So what are the characters which I read till I reach the 4th character after the dot or point? I'll just mark it here.
Yes, sir. 8,
I read
7,
till 9, right?
1, 9.
I
Yes,
read
sir.
till. So this portion would be out. And what is the loop counter doing? Loop counter is counting the number of characters I have read today. Sorry.
Sorry.
Right? So how many
2,
characters I have read till now? 4 plus 1 plus 4. This is
9.
9.
9.
This is 9. And float, it will give me 1263.8719. Okay?
Sir, why are we considering 1263? Like before
Yes, yes. So
point?
irrespective of whether you have reached the point or not, this third thing which is out will keep on adding it, right? Yes, that's the only other.
Yes, sir.
So as
Yeah.
soon as I reach a point, from there my clock starts running in the sense like I will stop reading as soon as I reach the 4th character after the dot. That's how it's running. That's how I stop. That's the only difference. But if I've still not found any point, I don't care. Any dot character, I will continue reading and I will add it that to out. But as soon as I found that dot, after 3, I started adding 8719 and stopped. Right? Yeah. So in general, like these kind of like slightly heavier or slightly harder questions are like very less, 1 or 2, but the rest of the questions are slightly easy. So in order to do these kind of questions, I need to finish easier questions much faster and then come back to these kind of questions. Even while I'm discussing, also I invest in much more time than what I was investing in other questions, right? Yes. So you need to try to you have to save time somehow in other questions. Yes. So I will take up some questions for 2-3 minutes, then I will move to the last topic. Any doubts till now?
No, sir. So could we discuss GRPA problems in
Maybe
this
might
session or
not be
not?
today. Today it might not be possible because I already have a lot of questions to discuss. But
Okay,
you
sir.
can share it to me on WhatsApp. I'm not sure if you guys know. I'm there in the doubt corner group as well.
Could you please send us the link in chat box
I'm not sure.
if
Is
it is
anybody there
possible?
from the operation team?
So your voice is not
No,
clear.
I'm
What
not
are you
actually
saying?
talking to you. Sorry for that. Is anybody there from the operation team? Let me see. Varanasi, are you there? If I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Yes, yes. Please could
Yes,
you
sorry.
share the link of the WhatsApp group if possible? Like, people are asking for it. Thank you so much.
Okay, okay.
Yes. So let's move forward if there are no doubts for now. So this is the last topic, list and matrices. But again, we will see all the topics coming here again because obviously everything is interconnected. Yeah, I'm really sorry, Ravi. I did not know. I don't know what happened to my microphone suddenly. Yeah. So this is the first question. It is pretty easy. The kind of question we have done previously was slightly harder. So this should be take off. So we'll start discussing. I'm just going over the numbers from 1 to 9. So I will only go to number 9, which is j minus 1. Then I'm checking if the length of the list, this list, is 0, then I will update the value by the current index. Right? So value is something, value is a number I have, value is a variable which stores a number. So if the current size of the list is 0, I will update it by I plus 1. Otherwise, I update it by the sorry, the parity of that index. So this is the parity of the index, and this is the position of the index, position of the element at that index.
Sir, what is meant by
Yes, the
parity?
parity in the sense like parity of 2 is 0, parity of 3 is 1. So every even number has parity 0, every odd number has parity 1. That's all. Yes, so
Yeah,
parity
yes,
means
sir.
even or odd. Right? So now I append the value to the list. So can you see what will happen? So first I is 1 and my list is empty. So my value will become 2 and my list will be updated to 2. Right? Can you see that? Oh, sorry. It should not be 2, it should be, oh yeah, I is 1 only, sorry. So value should be 2, value will become 2 and the list will have the 2 element, right? As the first element.
Sir, here I is index, right, sir? So I is 0 in the
No, just
initial,
take this
right, sir?
range. This
0
range is
plus
from 1
1.
to 10. Yes. So it will start with 1.
Yes, sir.
Right? So and after that, what will happen? After that, because the list has become non-empty, so it will just check whether the number is odd or even. Right? So when I is 2, 3 till 9, list is non-empty. Non-empty. Check if even or odd. So what should be the final list? Because I'm appending that value somewhere, right? So my L would be just, it starts with 2 for the 1, it will have 0, 1, 0, 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Right?
Sir, why we are writing
Because,
0, 1,
sorry,
0?
1 second. 2 is even, right? So when you do 2 modulus 2, what will you get? Yes, so that's why.
0.
That's the only reason. So
But 1, yeah, but why
1,
1,
because
sir?
3 is odd, right? So 3 modulus 2 is what? That's all.
Okay. Okay,
So
1,
these
sir.
are the even numbers. And the list became non-empty. So whenever the list is non-empty, I will add the parity of the number. That's the idea. Next, so let me move forward. Let me see how many questions are there. So I will pick up the best one first. Yes, so let me do this one. We're given a list of distinct positive integers. So what does S denote? Just see this code. So S will just have summation of all the numbers in the list, correct? Sum of all numbers. Right? I hope this should be clear. Then I have an indicator variable flag set as false and bias minus 1. Again, I iterate.
So what exactly is L, sir? Means the starting number,
Starting is a
ending
list of
number?
positive integers. Is a list of distinct positive integers given in the question. It's given in the question. Can you see? Listen.
So what is the ending number, sir?
Excluding capital.
Where does it end? L is equal to?
No. See, this L is a list, so X is just taking values from the list one by one. That's all. It's not a range, it's a list. And we don't care about the number of values in that one now, because I'm just iterating over it. Right? So for X and L, it just means it should just pick an element in sequence from 0th index till wherever it ends. Right? It will iterate over values in the list. Right? So it will check if X times the length of L is S. That means if X times N is equal to summation of X. Suppose given that length of L is N, right? If it is equal, then it will make the flag as true and Y as X, and it will break. So can you see what is the idea? So what is the number whose when you multiply it with the number of elements becomes the summation? What is that number? If you have done that, you must know. What do you call that number? What is that number? That is mean, right? If I can find the mean of the number inside the list, then I will break. Can you see? Because mean, which is mu, is just summation of numbers divided by number of numbers, right? Correct. If we can find a number which is the mean of the list, then I will come out of the list. So what is the correct option? Flag is true even only if I can find that mean in the list, correct? This is so much correct, please. So option number D is correct, right? Let me just see. Yes, even A option is correct. Y is an element in the list, right? Is it true? Anyone? Is it true? D option is absolutely correct, as I already discussed. It is the mean. Is A option correct? A option is also correct because Y is equal to X and X is an element of X. So I'm assigning value to Y. Whenever I assign value to Y inside the loop, that is always an element of the list, right? Because X is in L and I'm assigning Y as the value of that X. And that X is the mean of the list also. Right? Can you guys see? Or is it too fast? If it's too fast, I won't discuss all of the questions. I don't want to do a lot of questions stuff. You guys not understanding my lecture. Is it clear what I did?
Where are we taking the
Yes.
ratios?
So here I've written the condition, right? X times L. X times the length of L is L. That is the condition. Okay. Which directly implies X is the mean, right? Can you see? This corresponds to this formula.
Oh, okay.
Got it,
Okay. Fine.
That is the idea.
Yeah, got it. Yes.
So let's move on with the next question. If you guys still have doubts, you can go over the notes. I will share it. Which of the following options provides the first and last value of the list L with more than 2 elements? So suppose this is the list. We just need to swap these values. So if something was here at the 0th index, it will go to the last one, and the last one will come to the first one. You have to find all those. Sorry, let me increase my volume. You have to find all those possible code snippets which will help you do that. Do this. So can anybody help me how to do this? Will the first one be able to do it? So what are the index? So index in the list is from 0 to length of the list minus 1, correct? So length L is anyway not possible. So
Out
yes,
of
we will get
bounds.
out of bounds. out of bound, out of range or something. I don't remember the error name, but I think out of bound range or something. So it will go out of range. But in that way, the B option is correct. Correct? Because you are swapping, you are first saving the first element, sorry, at the zeroth index in some dummy variable and then switching it. And similarly, in the C option also, you are doing it. Why? Because -1 denotes the last element. Yeah, sure. I will share both the annotated and unannotated notes, so you can refer to both of them. Right. So, what about the D option? This is a very nice part. Try to think. If you can't think, you can just run it and tell me if it is working or not. So, a B and C option are absolutely right. We just need to see how the option works or not. Right. In examination, also, if you feel the option might there is you can't tell with full probability that it will be right or wrong, then don't select. At least in multiple choice question, because in multiple select question, because even if you have selected two correct option and you have marked one wrong option, you will lose all the marks. Right? To avoid that. Okay.
The last option is also
It is
correct.
correct. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Why?
It is initializing both the last
Correct.
and the first
It is
element.
also right. But I am just giving this a homework so that people explore what how does it work. Yes, you are right. So just give this as a homework so that you guys can explore like what happens in this process.
Okay.
So let me see which one to pick. Actually, I have to leave in 10 minutes. So okay, this question is pretty easy. So this is the homework. This is also easy homework. Maybe I will write the solution also along with it for the homework question before uploading. Right. So let me do the two more questions, a slightly harder one. So this is the first question. This is a matrix question. So what is a matrix? So in Python, how do we denote matrices? We just type list of lists. So inside that you will have list of rows, correct? So you just write this is your row 1, this is your row 2, and each of the rows are inside a list and they are separated by commas, and you have a bigger square bracket after. That's how represent list in Python, right? So you are given this list x0, x, and similarly, sorry, not 0, o, x and o, right? N is the length of m. So what is the length of m of this? Can you tell me? It's a 4 cross 4 matrix, right? So what is the length of m?
16?
4, right?
No,
Because
4.
it's a list of lists, and there are 4 lists inside this list. 4 lists, I'm to the S for some reason. There are 4 lists inside this list. That's why there are 4 elements. And I'm going over all those. Going over all rows. So for J and range I2N. So now I'm going to a specific column. No, column in that way. Column in that way. In that, this is the IS. So, and I'm checking if the element ijth element is equal to the element just before it. So in the sense, let me give an example. So suppose this is your I and this is your j. So I'm checking if this element is equal to this element. Right? So this is the ijth element and this is the I comma j minus 1th element, right? So I'm just checking if these two elements are same or not. So if they are not same, then I will make the index as -1 and I will break. Does this make sense? What I'm saying? And similarly, you have to go step by step. You can actually dry run. In a sense, you can go over. You can run the code with the matrix and do it. But I'm just trying to I'm helping you to understand how you can find the logic in the code as well, instead of just doing it for the specific example. And here, now instead of looking over the ith row, I'm looking at the jth row and ith column, and I'm checking if, sorry, this is a j minus 1. I'm checking if the element at, at jth row and ith column is equal to the element at j minus 1th column, sorry, j minus 1th row and ith column, right? So we are checking this one. So here is j comma I, j minus 1 comma I. So in the first if condition, you're checking if you are the person right, the left side of me is equal to me or not. And in the second condition, I'm saying the person just above me is equal to me or not. Can you see that? The condition? Right, so whenever this kind of thing happens, I will break out of the code and I will make the index minus 1. So can you just go over the matrix now? So let's go over I is equal to 1. So what will the value of, will the index be minus 1 or it will be the actual I? So initially it's I, right? And if it does not satisfy the first and second condition, it becomes minus 1. So what do you think? So for I is equal to, for I is equal to 0, which is the first row, this is equal to this, right? And what? What is the next thing I should say? Anybody? So this is the 0th row. So I'm checking if the element here is equal to the element here, the first condition, right? Which is not happening. So I won't go inside the for loop. So not the for loop, if body. I'm sorry for blabbering. So I wanted to say I'm not going inside the if body whenever the element just left of me is not equal to me, right? So it is equal. That's why I won't go inside. But let me check the next condition. For j is equal to 1 and I is equal to 0. So this is 0. Is the element just above me not equal to me? It is not equal to me, right? So it will go inside this, right? So enter second if. Can you see that now? It will enter the second if body, right? And the index will become minus 1 again and it will break. And this won't satisfy this condition as well. And it will go to I is equal to 1, from 0 to 1. So you have to check all these kind of cases. It might be slightly confusing, I can understand. I also got slightly confused while explaining. Sorry for that. So can you see this is the idea, like how can you dry run this in the examination? So for each row, each I from 0, 1, 2, 3 to 0, 1, 2, 3, because I'm going till n minus 1, I need to just check the elements at ij and ij minus 1 and jin, j minus 1, comma I. Correct? So these two things I need to check. Any doubts in that? I have not found out the answer, by the way, till now. Any doubts in this idea? Sure,
We'll
sure,
move to
please.
the
I
next
think
question, sir.
you can take some time and then think about it. Let me move on to the next question. You're given a list which has 4, 1, and 90, 3 given. Sure, Vicky, I will ask someone from the operational team to do that. You're given a list which has 4 strings, 4, 1, 90, and 3. And there's a empty string, doesn't matter. So until unless my list, the original list L does not become empty, I will keep on going. So this will this will tell me the length of the element at the 0th element. So what is it? Mini is what? What is mini equal to? What is mini equal to? 4, right?
4.
4.
4.
And your first word also becomes mini. Sorry, not mini, 4. Right? So now it will go over the number in L.
No, but minis is storing the number
Yes,
of
storing the
letters,
number
na?
of letters in the first element, which is at the 0th element. Right? So now it will check if another element in the list has size smaller than the many. Right? So is it true? It is true for 1, right? Because length of 1 is 3, which is less than 4. Correct? So it will update the length of the smallest element and the actual word which has the smallest length, and it will append that. And it will remove the word which had the smallest length. Remove the word with smallest length. So that is what happening. So the idea of this question is you're just picking, you're finding that list which has the smallest length till now and adding that to another list and removing that. So right. So what will happen in the first iteration?
So I
Yes,
have a
yes,
doubt.
sure, sure.
So when we are doing this for number in L, so number will start from 0. So length of 4 is less than mini will come, right? So length of 4 is less
No,
than
no,
mini,
okay,
it
this is
won't
the list. This
go.
is L. This is not
Condition will be
set of
false.
number. This is L. So L has 4. L has the string 4, not the actual 4. It has FOUR, right?
Yeah, yeah. So length of number, so so for number in L,
Yes.
L means the list, right? So first item of the list is what? 4. 4 means the
Correct,
length
correct,
of
correct,
4
correct.
will be 4. 4 is less than 4. It
Yes,
won't
yes, correct. You're
satisfy,
right.
right?
I just escalated quickly, so it will go to 1 as well now after that. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So
Fine.
I
Yeah,
escalated
okay.
slightly quickly. I wanted to go. I wanted to say I am iterating over everything. I will find the string which is the smallest. So it will first find the 1. It will find the string 1 ONE, and it will remove it. And then what should be the next one? So 1 is gone. So what is the second smallest string? It is 4, right? And then 3,
Yeah,
and then 90.
and 90.
That's all, right? So let me see. This I have given as homework. Okay, I'll try to do one question because I have to leave. So let me just do this one, and then I will share this PDF also, this slide, with annotation, without annotation. With annotation, I will add the solutions also for the rest of the question. Right? So let me do this question, which is the last question for today.
Thank you, sir. So the kids, students who are not there in the WhatsApp group, what will we do, sir? We will get it via
I will
email, right?
share. I
This
will
PDF.
tell the people to just share it with you guys soon. Yes, I will tell that. No worries. Yes.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Right. So given L1 is a list of integers, non-empty. So L1 has at least one element. So what is the output of the following set of code? So let us see. So you have an empty string, sorry, not empty string, empty list in the beginning, and you're going over each element of the list by index. So iterating through index. And there's two conditions, 1 and 2. If both are satisfied, you add that number to the list. Some condition, right? So what are the conditions? Let's see. The first condition is not I modulus 2 is equal to 0. What is it equivalent to? It is equivalent to saying I modulus 2 is equal to 1. Right? So this is implying index is odd. Right? We need to decipher these kind of things. So this says your index is odd, the first condition. Second condition asks you to check if not. Let me just write this. So this is equivalent to writing length of right. So what is that L11? Can you tell me? It's an integer, right? Integer. Now converted into string and checking with of length 3, what does that mean? It's a 3-digit integer, right? 3-digit number. Right? So it implies, first of all, the index should be odd and it should be a 3-digit number. Can you guys see that? So I got the two condition in natural language in a sense more intuitive form, that index is odd and the number is of 3 digits. Then it will add that number if and only if these two conditions are satisfied. So which option is correct? So this is anyways wrong because it talks about even indexes which we don't need. Here also it talks about non-digit numbers which is wrong. So C option is correct. Let's see the D. D option it talks about non-digit numbers, so that is also wrong. So can you see, I just deciphered each of the conditions in a much more simplest form, which I can read through the options. Is it clear? The conditions? Any doubt? There won't be any more questions. I asked you a lot of questions today. Right? So I will share this thing in the drive, and to people who are not in that group, I will ask the operational team to do that. So now I am open to doubts. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. Otherwise, that is all for the session. Thank you everyone for joining and all the best. Have a good one. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Vardhan. And guys, we'll be having OPP revision session on 24th of Feb. Till then, keep learning. And if you have any doubts, do ask in the group. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.